is Nur Atika binti Madi with matrix number 17DIB18F2016. We will talk about unit trust. The introduction and background. From what we have learned in investment seminar, unit trust is a form of collective investment that allow investors with similar investment objective to pool their funds to be invested in a portfolio of security or other asset. The fund is unattached and the investor, who is one party to the unit trust, is a unit holder, holding a certain number of units. In some countries, unit trusts are also known as mutual funds. In the United States, unit trusts are known as mutual funds, where in other countries, they are better known as unit trusts. As we all know, the number of unit trust companies in Malaysia is increasing year by year since 1981, when the scheme Amanah Saham Nasional was launched by Permodalan Nasional Berhad (PNB). History of unit trust. Malaysia introduced the unit trust concept relatively early compared to its ASEAN neighbor. The development of unit trust, year 1959 until 1979, the first 2 decades in the history of unit trust industry were characterized by slow growth in the sale of units and lack of public interest in the new investment product. In the year 1980 until 1990, this period marked the entry of government participation in the unit trust industry and the formation of a committee to regulate the unit trust industry. In the year 1991 until 1999, this period witnessed the fastest growth of the unit trust industry in terms of the number of new management companies established and funds under management. In the year 2020 to current, the industry recorded double-digit growth for the first 7 years, growing from RM43 billion in net asset value NAV in year 2000 to RM169 billion as at 31 December 2007. In relative terms, the unit trust industry drop is less severe than the fall in share price in Bursa Malaysia due to the diverse nature of its assets. There are 3 major ways to start investing in unit trust. The first one is lump sum purchase. This is where the investor with a lump sum of money invests into unit trust. The second one is regular saving. Some people invest in unit trust by making regular, which is monthly, contribution to their funds. The third one is EPF saving. To investing in unit trust by cash or through a regular saving plan, you can also invest using EPF member investment scheme. That's all from me. Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nura Sabrina binti Hashim and I will present about the content of unit trust. First, who should invest in unit trust? First, people who have a long-term investment horizon but do not have either the time, desire and expertise to invest directly in the financial market. And the second is, unit trust can be particularly suitable for smaller, first-time investors as they offer the opportunity to establish a broadly diversified portfolio of assets with a relatively small amount of money. Unit trusts are very affordable. Investors can start with an investment amount as low as RM100. And the third is, larger investors can also benefit from unit trusts as they provide access to the expertise of professional investment. Next, why is investor demand encouraging? Because the local interest rate and offshore environment was cut to record low and actually boosted demand. Investor was shifting their saving from fixed deposit into higher using its asset. Second, because there was very positive growth in certain sectors like we noticed during the pandemic, like e-commerce sectors and healthcare sectors done very well. The share price consequently also benefited and that pushed up the sentiment in the market. Lastly, why was the demand still very strong despite the inflation in the market? Because the transactions have been digitalized to a very large extent and therefore no necessities to investor meet the agent during the pandemic. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nova Rafiqah binti Omar Sharif and my number matric is 17DB1F2037. Investment in unit trusts are among popular investment mediums in Malaysia apart from the real estates, stocks and ESB investment. There are three ways to invest in unit trusts, such as you can use account KWSP, you can use the cash lump sum and cash regular savings. Okay, we go to the first one is cash lump sum. Cash lump sum is we invest our money that we have. This scheme allows us to invest in big amount of money. If you have more money, that it will be great. And invest it at once. The second is cash regular savings. In this scheme, we are allowed to pay according to our ability. This educates us to have an attitude of saving. Before you want to invest in this scheme, you have to open a unit trust account and deposit only 500. After you have a unit trust account, you need to choose a plan that you want to invest your money in. I go to the last one is KWSP account. This scheme is suitable for working people that want to invest money and increase their total return during retirement. In this scheme, you have to use account 1 in KWSP. For your information, account 1 is not allowed to open unless you want to open a unit trust account. The dividend that you share with the unit trust cannot be taken out unless you are reached 55 years old. If you have the KWSP account, then you can withdraw the money that you invest in unit trust through the account 1 KWSP. I give the name of bank that using unit trust in Malaysia, such as Afin Fund Management Berhad, RHB Investment Management Sdn Berhad, Alice Investment Management and others. We can check through Securities Commission website for more details of unit trust.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nur Adila binti Zulkifli. I'm the last presenter. Want to continue our presentation. Next, I want to explain about suggestion. For an individual to maintain his own portfolio of investment, he need to keep up to date with market information and sentiment. In today's sophisticated financial market, this means having to embrace a wide range of information from a plethora of sources. For many individual investors, this is difficult, if not impossible in its time. Very frustrating is the attempt to keep on top of the information pile. Investing in unit trust transfer most of the necessary know-how of investing to the best equipped to handle it, which is the professional fund manager. There are a number of other substantial benefits of investing in unit trust that should be known. The first is availability. Unit trusts are very available. Investors can start with an investment amount as low as 100. Second, diversification. Rather than concentrating an investment portfolio of one or two investments or shares, a portfolio of market securities can be liquidity. Most investors prefer their investment to be liquid. That is, they can easily to buy and sell without difficulties. Unit trusts provide this benefit easily bought and sold. For a professional fund management, the people instructed to manage unit trusts are approved professionals. Their training and background ensure that the cash making is structured and according to sound investment principles. Number 5 is investment exposure. For the individual investor, it is sometimes difficult to gain exposure to a particular asset class. An investor with 5,000 want to gain exposure to the Malaysian property market, global equity markets, and the Malaysian bond market. Number 6 is wholesale investment costs and access to other asset classes. When making direct investment in Bursa Malaysia, their investor face costs and charges that are much higher. The last is comfort of regulation. With the introduction of unit trust in Malaysia come regulation from various regulators, especially the Securities Commission. Conclusion of unit trust. The conclusion from completing this report, we can identify clearly about the unit trust. Unit trust present an avenue for investment where investors can invest as much amount they are comfortable with and stand to a potential higher return they are inflation beating at moderate risk. That's all for me. Thank you.